tonight, perhaps 10 p.m. Central Time, and you can sign up or subscribe to my channel on Haps. It's Princess Ariel M with the number one. And if you are watching from Facebook, it's Ariel Emmy. You can subscribe there. And if you are watching from YouTube, it is Princess Ariel M. But no, don't put a one there. And so we had a lot of technical difficulties last night. I tried to load Haps onto my 7-inch tablet. It's an on-in from Walmart. It's an old one that I had. And so I'm going to see if I can find an upgrade today and then upload it so we can try to integrate lives. Because Jeff tried to come on live with me last night, which is a friend of mine from Florida, and he does karaoke. So he tried to come live and it just froze everything. So I realized like I really need a tablet or like a laptop or something that can handle, such a big program. And so that's what I'm doing today. I was trying to go see if I could find one like thrift or whatever, but that didn't quite work out the way I wanted. So um, we're just going to move on to the next location. Um, what else? I was going to tell you something else. Lee has been joining us, and a couple other people have been joining from various platforms. A lot of people are viewing from the other streams, so I can't really see what people are posting or typing unless I go onto those pages, and I don't have exit them while I'm going live. And that's fine. I just want to try to get more people onto my platform to kind of build up my brand so I can push more products and do more stuff, while I can. Because we're in COVID times. Might be my side hustle. I don't know. These guys keep coming on here telling me they want to spend money on me, and I give them my cash app. It's all posted up there, but the money never goes in. But they keep coming saying that, they can give me allowances of $500 and this, that, and other. And I'm like, well, put it on my cash app, fool. If you want to, help me or whatever, then just do it. Like it's nothing to it. You can give me $1. I don't give a damn. I just want the money. And if you want to be the sugar daddy, then play your role. Drop those coins. I ain't mad at you. I need help just like everybody else do until I figure out what I'm doing. I'm struggling just like the next. And it is what it is. But every week one shows up either on Instagram or Facebook or even here on Haps they come in. I mean, Lee saw the guy. He was like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "I don't know. Somebody just, you know, sugar daddy material saying he got some allowance money for me." I said, "I thought I was too old to be a sugar baby." I said, "Those are for young people, right?" And he was like, "Apparently not, like a sugar mama." I said, "I don't know." I'm like, "I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on." I'm just like, whatever. But they may have just seen some of my old posts because I used to do a lot of old posts with, sugar babies and sugar mamas and stuff, things like that on my live. That's what kind of threw me off. I wasn't expecting that because, normally we're just in there chatting it up about daily life or, stuff that's, just random chatter. And usually some songs and karaoke. And I'm just trying to get more people involved that want to do the things that I like to do because it's like I'm at home at night. Um, a lot of times the puppies are already in bed and gone to sleep. They played themselves to death. And I just keep them entertained. And when I don't feel good, they just lay in bed with me. And I'm also like, babysitting my brother's dog when he's at work in the daytime. He doesn't know. And so I'm pretty busy. And I'm trying to figure out, like, oop, that kind of knocked it over. I'm sorry. Did it come back? All right. I want to cross some train tracks. I will not get on that freeway. I'm terrified of the freeway. The freeway is all torn up. They're remodeling everything, putting a new bridge in, and they've got it all just zigzagged. And it's been raining all morning. It stopped now, and it looked like the sun's trying to come out. But they said it was going to be raining all day into the night. So we're good. Excuse me. We're getting a break, and so that's a good thing. But I refuse to get on the freeway. So it takes me a long time to get across town because I'm taking all these back roads and everything. And that's kind of like why I wanted to come on to just now on HAPS and kind of like see if, more people come in the daytime and I can let them know, like, hey, I'm going to be on tonight. This is the time you need to show up. Is it around Central Time, 10 p.m.? I'm always BP, so that means I'm a little late. Black people, we kind of show up a little late on things, especially when we're new to all this technology and everything. Shit doesn't kind of jump off when we want to, but just be patient. We're gonna do Coffee Lounge if I can remember to put it in there. So when you see it, Coffee Lounge, it'll be under Princess Area M. That's probably what we're gonna do tonight, and that's just like if whatever we're drinking, coffee, and you put whatever you want to put into yours. I'm gonna put whatever I want into mine and see how the night goes. Now, I do have to work tomorrow, so I can't get sauced. But, I can still have fun with everybody else. I might make an iced coffee. We'll see. Doesn't that sound delicious, an iced coffee? And I kid you not, my sister gave me like 3 or 4 cantaloupes that she had from her garden. And I cut them up and froze them in little cube shapes. And whenever I want a frozen drink, I just throw them in with whatever um, random fruit that I have in the freezer because I keep all my fruit frozen. And I blend it all up like a smoothie. And oh my God, you can't taste the cantaloupe at all. And I hate the taste of cantaloupe because we ate it so much as a child. I can really eat that kind of like, melon. I can't eat anything melon, like watermelons and cantaloupe almost make me gag because like when we were young, we grew them and that's all we ate all summer long. Like we would put salt and pepper on our melons and eat them like that, for flavoring or whatever, like a salty, sweet. And we ate that so much that I got to the point where I just couldn't eat. Like I can't eat this. Like this is making me gag. And so instead of like her giving it away to somebody that's probably gonna let it go to rot, I kept them and I always like wash the seeds. I strain all the pulp and stuff off of them and then I dry them out and I storage them away because I recycle seeds. So I add that to my seed collection. So I was able to get a lot of seeds off of that. So if anybody knows anybody who needs, cantaloupe seeds, I can attest to you, these cantaloupes are delicious. And even if you don't eat cantaloupe, you need to look up and see what excellent properties these fruit have for you. They really do help you in your daily, energy routine. And as far as your skin and health and everything is considered, these are all natural. They're not sprayed with any chemicals or anything. So they're pretty organic and they're really good. And so I just recommend anybody who needs seeds, let me know. I can just put them in the mail and mail them to you. I don't mind doing that. Do it, soon before I get broke. And what else? And so I got to get ready to save my other flower seeds because I've got a lot of flower seeds. And I've got some lavender as well this year. And some chocolate mint. I have lemon mint and just green mint. So I've got lots of things going on. And these are all container garden plants that I, water every day and grow. And they're really pretty. And wildflowers as well. And some tropical flowers. And I am subscribed to Container Garden Gone to Pot. So if you want to join that group, you got to go on Facebook, look them up. They are excellent for gardening tips. If you don't know what something is, if you're having an issue, you just take a picture, upload it to their website. The ladies and the men in there are just phenomenal about getting back with people on, issues and questions that you might have about gardening. There's always somebody in there who is like a plant specialist. I've even seen people go in there and start fighting over plant specifications and things, and I absolutely love that site. So if you're into gardening or you just thinking about gardening, a lot of people post in their photos and everything. If you don't feel like going in it, you don't have to go in there. Sometimes I don't go in there for months at a time. I always come back, take pictures of my plants and flowers and things. If I have any questions, if I've forgotten something, upload the photos, put my questions in there, and somebody always comes back and answers. I've traded seeds with ladies in there who actually loved some of the flowers that I have, that they knew that those flowers go to seed. They know I'm a seed saver, and they would just say, hey, I'll trade with you. Could you please send me some of those seeds from this specific plant that you have? And I do it. I could just, I didn't mind. I really appreciated that somebody admired something that I did and thought it was pretty. And so I haven't been saving those seeds as much as I did last year. So I've got to jump on that because they're seeding right now and flowering. So I got to get to that before they burst open and fall on the ground, because that's usually what happens with those particular ones. But I've been throwing seeds in other parts of my yard to try to get them to start growing there, because they come up. Once those types of flowers hit the ground, they self seed, and the seeds burst and they hit the ground. They'll come back the following year in the spring. So they can sit in the ground in the worst conditions, the hardest winters or whatever, and it's still going to come back next spring, because they're kind of um, like a wildflower. And I wish I could tell you the name of it, but my brain has got a million things going on, so I can't think of the name of it right now. But maybe later on I can show you guys some pictures of my flowers. I haven't really gotten around to taking a whole lot of pictures this year. I just the puppies and all the new puppies just propping up is keeping me kind of busy. But oh, people are driving so crazy. Hold on, I have to get on the freeway for just a hot second. And get off downtown, because I'm not getting on the major part of the freeway that it turns into, because it's all a train wreck. They're putting a whole new bridge in, and they've got the freeway just chopped all up into pieces, and it's so confusing and scary. I'm like, oh, I'm not getting on the freeway, so um, I'm just kind of cutting through downtown and going back across um, the river on a different way, like through the surface streets. Let's see what else. So anyway, back to the flowers. So yeah, I've got a lot of flowers. I gotta harvest the seeds, and I've been harvesting seeds for years. And so I just have not been on container pots. Container gardening gone to pot. So I've got to get on there. And supposed to try to get some sunflower seeds. I have some from last year, and then I had one sunflower, but it didn't get like dinner plate size. It was just kind of like maybe as big as my hand, and it was decent. It had a lot of seeds in it, so I dried it out. It's ready to be plucked and packaged and everything, and so I just haven't gotten around to it. And I've got so many wildflower seeds and wildflowers that are growing now. I've got marigolds that are blooming right now. And marigolds also, they have seeds in the flower head. So once they die, you have to cut them, and then you put them like in newspaper. And you can put them in envelopes, like don't put them with any kind of plastic or anything like that. Try to use paper, and then put them somewhere where it's like a closet that's really dry and hot, and you stick it in there for probably a month or so, and it'll dry out. And then once it's dried out, the seeds and stuff, you can just pluck them out, and package them up, and they're ready to go. The whole head is a flower seed, so it's thousands of little seeds in there, and you just break off bits and pieces of it, and then you can, package it up and mail it off to somebody. And mine are chemical free, so there's no chemicals in them or anything. They're all natural and organic, and I do them every year. I just use my own seeds. I don't even have to buy seeds because I say collect the flower heads and dry them out. And so let me get over. And so it's really exciting, and I just want to let people listening know that I do container gardening. I do have a garden that is overrun and overgrown and all that, but because of all my knee issues and problems that I've been having, I haven't been able to really get around to working out there in that big garden because that was my parents' garden. But I am planning to, start doing some, pavements and walkways and things to get in there and start working that garden out and designing it, with some lights and things, and plant some winter greens and stuff like that because I really want some. I have like really a good taste for greens like mustard greens and collard greens and oh, what's the other one? They're not as bitter. I can't think of the name of them, but there's another one. But um, having the time to do all this stuff, I can't do it all by myself. Just because I'm just struggling with you know um, stress and worry and all the things that go along with daily life. And I think that the COVID stuff is really the residual effects from that shot. And who knows if I've come in contact with somebody with it or not. I've not tested it in a while, but all the chronic illnesses that I've been coming up is mostly arthritic joint pain in my knees and ankles and my back and all over. And so it limits me to walking, getting out of the car, sitting down, all the daily things that I do. I just have to push through it. So I do a lot of anti-inflammatories, and I'm not really supposed to do a lot of that because of my kidney, but the pain is so intense. Sometimes I have to have something to, be able to manage my day, walking and working in retail. And, thinking about trying to get a second job just really frightens me because I don't think I will be able to stand up for hours at a time. If I want to go work for Amazon and make some of that fast cash, 10-hour day shifts and all that, I just can't see myself doing that because my knees hurt so freaking bad. And I don't want to get hurt on the job. I have some permanent injury trying to overdo it and then put myself at risk of COVID, not knowing who's working with me when these companies are requiring people to be tested or have shots. So it's scary times. I just don't know what's going to happen. Slowly, my bank account is draining down. And so I got to be swift about this and figure out, which direction I need to go to get, more cash flow coming in. I wish I could just work from home, but the internet is not there yet is the problem. And so once I can get decent internet, I will hop on that so fast because I could sub teach and do those little Chinese kids, a couple of days a week and make my money. And I could do it right from home. I've got, a big old house to myself. So it's not like I don't have the space to do. And the internet just does not, T-Mobile's not offering anything. AT&T, they're not saying that I can have service with them because of where I live, even though all of my relatives have AT&T. and they're just telling me, well, where you live, that we don't have a signal for you. And I'm like, well, how is that possible when there's four other people, not even a football field length away that have it? I can see their houses from across the field. And they're like, well, I'm sorry, we just don't, like over and over. I've tried so many times, I can just, you don't even want to know. And so, T-Mobile said they're coming out with a box, but they're still in test mode. And then they're merged with Sprint. So I don't know. I just really honestly feel confused with the whole situation with that. And so, working from home, other than my side hustling, making masks, and pretty mask and hand beating mask and things like that for just a handful of clients will bring me just a little bit of side cash, which is, gas and food and stuff like that, which keeps me off of the government. And so far so good, like that side hustle works out pretty good, but I mean that's doesn't sustain me all the bills that I have, so I need to, figure it out before, shit happens. And I'm like, well, it's hard to know which direction to go in these COVID times, even though I'm, starting to feel the pressure to like figure something out. I got my resume updated and all that, and I've been looking on the internet at different jobs that are posted on Indeed and all these various websites that advertise jobs, and I'm pretty sure more jobs will open up sooner or later because of the government's contracts and stuff that are going to be opening up now that they've got these $1 trillion infrastructure package that they're working on. And so I don't know if I'll be able to do either healthcare or something like that. I'm trying to avoid dealing with you know healthcare, I guess, just because of the COVID situation. I don't want to come in contact with people that um, might be infected or not, vaccinated or whatever, and it put me at risk of all the health problems that I have. So it is just, oops, sorry, I just, it's like, bitch, stop chattering and drive. Like, sorry, it was a stoplight and I closed my eyes for a minute. Sorry. People are just so aggressive. You couldn't wait just for a second for me to close my eyes, sir or ma'am. I hate driving downtown. People are so rude. They're so rude. Oh my God. And so that's what's all that's going on with me. I just got a lot on my mind today. It's a foggy, gray day, so it's a good day for me to get some, running around done. Like I said, I'm gonna try to see if I can find a tablet that will take the apps and StreamYard, because I noticed doing it on my phone, I'm not able to bring people on and make the party bigger, and and so I'm just trying to do this while I can, and it's not a big expense for me. It's not like I have to spend $100 or something like that on something that can get pretty inexpensive. Everything is pretty much marked down and knocked off from what I can see online as far as tablets are concerned. So we'll see. Otherwise, I'll still be on tonight at 10, and we'll do the usual chattering. Hopefully, Lee will show up. Jeff will show up probably for a little bit, and hopefully, we'll get some good songs and good chattering going and have a fun time. I'm enjoying this platform so far, and I like the fact that my stories and my life experiences are getting out there to people who may or may not be able to relate to them, and maybe they can learn something. I don't know, but I don't need other people speaking for me. I can speak for myself and talk about my own life experiences and my own journey in my own life. I don't need another person who I really don't know that well trying to speak for me and integrate my their situation into mine, because we all walk similar pathways, but we're all different and we're all in this world together. But I noticed that some of these girls, they try to push their thoughts and ideas off on other TS or two spirit girls, and it's not fair because not everybody's walking in that same pathway that you walked. If you've been a prostitute, you've been back alley, pumped your body from the witch doctor, that's your story. But don't try to make it look like I'm doing those things. I never did any of that. I've been in the arena of offered, like I've been down the dark alley, but it was not me going down there. It was my boyfriend taking me down there. So that's not the same thing. And once I heard what the person said, I was like, hell no. I don't know what the hell that shit is. You're not fixing to pump me up with that. And so I noticed some of the girls, they try to say, well, this is what all the girls do. They can't get jobs, they're uneducated, they haven't, like, that's not true. And if some of these girls are very educated and very smart and have more education than all of us combined. And they never been through anything if they're out there on the streets because they want to be out there. Some people are out doing shit that they want to do. If you have a, lascivious mind, a Leviticus mind, that's just what you are. If you have tendencies to go out there and be a hoe is what you are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, don't say all of us are doing that. No, we're not. You know, I might have chosen to go out there and sleep around with guys, and done stuff with them, but I didn't get paid. I wasn't prostituting. I was having a good time and having my fun with the guys that I hooked up with. It was a hookup. And so you have to be very careful with what you're saying about people, because I just say I can speak for myself. I don't need some bitch talking about me in some group chat like she know me and I've never met the bitch. Like, you don't speak for me, and it just burns me up because it's like when I discovered that I was trans, I had one friend, the girl who actually woke my ass up out of a slumber, that 30-year slumber I was in, and she couldn't really hardly speak English, and I barely just knew enough Spanish so we could communicate enough to get back and forth and have a good time. And she really didn't help me as far as telling me what to do. She just kind of like said, go see a doctor, go see a psychiatrist, and that was it. And so since I know how to let my fingers do the walking, that's what I did. And then the rest was my own personal journey into that world and going down little rabbit holes trying to figure out how to transition and how to make it legal and stand up for the first time in my life and see myself and feel good about myself and not feel so disconnected from the world. Like it's a horrible dysphoria and it's a horrible feeling. So um, there was no other girls around. Like even when was doing the hormones and going to the psychiatrist, I was doing it all by myself. And no, the doctors and nobody was explaining to me, how to go about all of this stuff. I just kind of like figured it all out. There was like no, just it was just AOL back then, and I think MySpace. If you guys can remember MySpace, I had a MySpace account, but I didn't know any other trans girls, and I really wasn't thinking about anybody else. I was just trying to stay alive, like trying to figure out how I'm gonna live and be alive in this world and feel like a whole person and stop feeling so disconnected with my own self. So it was like a self thing and not about sucking somebody's dick or getting with a guy and all the bullshit that some of these girls just push sex so hard. Like, everybody's life isn't revolved around, sex like that, and to be honest, I was probably like 30 years old before I really went out with somebody like that. And so, while these other people are starting at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old getting turned out and out here doing all this stuff and they want to do it, that's not everybody's situation. And so I just trying to put another narrative on how you can live in a space as a two spirit person or a trans person And it's not about, you know, men and tricking men and all the shit that a lot of black folks in these black spaces always get on their little platforms and tout out. And I was wondering to myself, how do straight people know so much about, LGBTQ issues when you're not in that space yourself, but you're the authority, and you got billions of people following you, listening to you, young people, and being influenced by that, and you're just lying anyway. You're just telling you're just lying and spreading lies and being as vicious and evil as you can. And the first thing you want to say is, oh, they're just getting everything. The government gives them everything, and the government's doing this for them. And the government's doing, and it's like, bitch, where's the government? Because I really need them right now, bitch. I'm tired of getting out here struggling and working really hard and, barely seeing any kind of, repercussions from my sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. And, it's just crazy. And you have that kind of angle going on to, you know, in the globe. You have people out there touting, and then you got the trans girls over here trying to box everybody into their ideals and stuff. And it's like, no, you're not gonna box me in. That's why I got a phone, just like the next girl got a phone. Those who want to follow me, I'm Princess Ariel from the Disney Ariels at Disney World, Florida, Magic Kingdom Parades Department. In that arena, that's where I come from. That is where I got my start, right there at Disney. That's where my knees got scraped and blood and hair got pulled out. Hoes yanking me left and right, didn't like me and stuff like that, ran me off the job, and they said I wasn't gonna make it. But here I'm sitting, from 2001. We're in 2021. I'm still here, bitches. God blessed me on through the mess, and He showed me the way that, hey, here you go. You can have your life. Here's the much transition as you can get. Here's your papers, your birth certificate. You got all your shit. Now I need you to stop complaining to me and crying and hooping and hollering and acting a damn fool now. I didn't get you shit. Go and live your life now. So I just want young people to know that, don't allow other people to tell your story. And when you're walking in your journey in your life, you don't have to do all those things that them girls be out there touting out their drugs and alcohol and prostitution and all that. You can go to school if you want to go to school. If you want to work in a, shop somewhere, work in a shop. If you want to be a auto repair girl, be an auto repair girl. Whatever the hell you want to do it, and don't let social media tell you anything different. And no matter what they be saying about all the trans girls, don't believe all those unimportant ass people who have no credentials whatsoever telling you this, that, and ABC. Don't believe it. Just take it how they did the Jerry Springer show. Just act like it's entertainment for TV and move on. Don't even believe any of that shit, because you'll see in your own walks the way you choose to walk your life. That's on you, and nobody can tell you anything different. I'm sure that there are girls who are, abused and trafficked and all of this stuff, but that's not everybody's situation. And God forbid if someone is trafficked and all those horrific things happen to them. Yeah, you have to have some kind of compassion for somebody who's gone through that, because if you've not walked in the shoes of abuse, abuse is abuse. And if someone's forcing you to do something that you don't want to do, and that's how you came up into your two-spiritness and your transness, then that's your story. But don't try to make that every single girl's story, because I know that for a fact, speaking for myself, that's not the case. I went to high school. I barely finished. I had to graduate early because they were ran me out of that school, with all of the, craziness and everything. And then after that, I went on to college. And I was 17 years old already in college. So, I got into the University of Arkansas, went to school there, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree in theater. I was not really a outed trans person at that time, but very much the same person you see sitting here right now. And so I just didn't have the language for what was going on with me. But what was going on then is still going on now. So you can't make this stuff up. And when I got to Florida after college, I was 10 years in working very hard at Disney and making sure that I could live on my own and stand on my own 2 feet. You know, we had roommates and stuff for years, and then I finally could afford to, live in an apartment by myself. And then I graduated on up to a house, got my first mortgage, my first home, and a really nice part of town in Winter Park, very quiet little neighborhood. And I was doing very well. And finally discovering that, oh, I'm a what? Trans? What is that? Like, just hearing it from that girl that day literally saved my life. I was minutes from taking some damn pills and trying to off myself off the planet because I just was exhausted with not fitting in the gay community, not feeling like I don't have a connection with my body. There's no way I'm a gay person because I just don't want guys touching me. I don't want to touch me, so what the fuck? And I just keep iterating that because a lot of these people who call themselves, trans and two-spirit and all this, they are not. They're running around here using their penis. They love their penis. They love men's bathrooms. They love urinals. They're just, switcherooing. And I'm a hot boy, but I'm a hot girl. Like, that is not trans. I'm sorry. That is, cross-dressing 101. And, they've hijacked, the terminology and then just say, well, it's on the binary code. Like, now it's all binary, but it's also very dangerous to be telling people that you're A, but you're not really A. You're all the way at Z, and it's like, how is Z and A the same thing? They don't even sound alike. Like, make it make sense. And so I'm just pretty much exhausted with all of that. Even though it's, I follow those people and support them in their little switcheroos and flashy clothes and you know plastic surgery looks and stuff that they do, from boy to girl. And you just see so much. I mean, there's so much going on in the LGBTQ world. If you don't believe it, just go on TikTok. TikTok works out the crazy. I mean, it's just unreal, all the stuff that's going on. The whole communities of people dating. I got 5 boyfriends. I got six wives and all kinds of shit. Like, it's just you just sit there and your head turn. Like, when you think you're the odd man out, there's people out there outdoing you with the crazy. I'm like, I've always felt like the odd person out looking in. Now I'm also sitting back looking in on other people's crazy because I'm like, damn, they're out crazy and me. They're making me look pretty damn normal. You can't make this stuff up. And so it can be very confusing for somebody that is, young and living in a dysphoria. And what I do like is, like, when I see young girls like I Am Jazz and see her, all the way from a little kid having a dysphoria, I can identify with that. But there's other ones out there that, you know, I really can't. They're pretty and everything, but I don't. When they start talking about their life, it doesn't really relate to anything that I've been going through. Because it's like, I always tell people, it's been hell from day one since I arrived on the planet. Um, it has been difficult, and I'm just speaking for my own self, my own mind, and my own dysphoria. It was always there, and regardless if other people wanted to acknowledge it or not, I know that it was there because I remember how nasty folks were to me, um, as a little kid, and how what the things that they would say to me I can never forget, and all the threats and all of that kind of stuff about, taking my life, and shoot me and killing me and all that. If you're gay, we used to kill people like that. I used to hear young. They wouldn't say it directly to me. It would be in an adult conversation, and I would be in the vicinity of hearing it, and then like having, quite the meltdown of fear because I was like, oh my God, if I am, like, if I don't know why people are treating me this way, but what if I am? Then are they really going to kill me? Like, it was like a little kid having a panic attack, hearing those conversations. And that was quite often, but nothing ever, thank God, transpired from that. But never even seen all those people either. It's another thing. So it's just, you can't make this stuff up. And so these are the kind of conversations we've been having, dating, relationships, ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, and all of that, and more. But we're trying to just build up the channel, get more people in, do more karaoke, do more stuff, and then see where it goes from there. And like I said, if you're watching from all of these platforms, please don't forget I'm on Instagram and Pinterest. I am posting in all of those places as well. So you can see my crafting. You can see more of my cosplay on excuse me, YouTube. And I've worked really hard. So unfortunately, YouTube cut my following in half. So I'm down to like 40K or less, but I have way more people following me than that. I got dinged a couple of times for using music that's not mine, and it wasn't even getting that many views. So I just don't get it. I don't understand. But maybe somebody can explain it, but I don't get it. And so that's why I moved over to Haps. I've moved over to StreamYard, and I'm just trying to integrate everything the best way I know how until I get my people back and I can start making money and getting my donations and stuff like that, like everybody else. Because it really sucks to work that hard and then lose everything. And they even block my videos on Instagram. So if you're ever on Tumundo de Serenas, that's my Instagram, Your Mer World, and Emmy Ariel Mermaid. There's a Emmy Z Ariel Mermaid. So I have 4 Instagram accounts that I post on, and then you can see, a lot of my life on there. So I'm gonna go now because I gotta run in here and try to see if I see a tablet, and then I will be on tonight. So please spread the word. Thank you for joining me, and I love you. Bye.